Hey everyone, it's Tim and Falcon Knight, and I'm back with another match from Quack Cup 2. Quack Cup 3 is going to be coming up pretty soon. Not, I almost said 3. And anyways, today's match is going to be against Rishi is here, who he's got 800 official rating, so I mean, he can't be that difficult, right? Anyways, so well, actually, I'll just go over the map here, which it's stupidly long, tall again, so it's a bit tough to see. I apologize, but like, it's really difficult to get this entire map on screen just because of how stupidly long it is, how tall it is. Anyways, the theme of this map is Super Mario Bros. 3, which is, as you know, a classic Advanced Wars tile set, the Super Mario tile set. Like, I don't know. Some of these are fun, some of these aren't, like, the greatest. This one has a bit more of the... Well, actually, it's got a pretty large island. It's sort of... You know that center island that you get in Shadows Chasing You Endlessly? It's sort of merged with the left island. That's kind of it for this map. Let's take a look at the analysis. 30, 30, 67. Okay, so there is actually a pretty significant STA here. But as you can see here, 79% max. I wonder if this is a balanced map or not. Well, actually, let's go to the... Where is it? The ban list for this map, because I think it's... No, not 30, it's 4, right? Yeah. So no Eagle... is Olaf banned too? I don't see him. Yeah, Olaf is banned too. So it's tier 2, no Eagle, no Olaf. Like, what? It's literally just gonna... You have no choice but to pick Max. The reason I picked Nell was actually sort of unintentional. Yeah, the reason I picked Nell was because I was doing some preliminary stuff for it. And then I just left it alone for a while and forgot about it, and then it just automatically started with no, and I'm like, fuck. That's not good. Yeah, so optimal CO choice here is going to be Max plus, honestly, probably Adder. Max plus Adder. Because this map, while it is tall, because it's like mixed base, the fronts are actually pretty short, so your day-to-day is going to matter a lot here, and Max's good firepower plus his movement basically makes it so that this map is just a Max fest. I don't know why they allowed Max, but banned the other tier 2 CO. Like, what the fuck were they thinking here? Like, I get Eagle is strong and all on mixed base, but like, come on. They did the same thing for round 2 actually, which is just why. It's just dumb. It's just, you're just getting rid of CO choice. You're just making it Max. Or was Von Bolen a lot in tier? No, it's just Max. So, yeah. Like, honestly, this match could have been maybe a bit more interesting if you could have picked Olaf or Eagle, but because it's only Max, and because Max just... Honestly, Max is probably one of the better COs in a mixed base format like this anyway, so I don't know why I don't know why they banned Olaf and Eagle. It just doesn't make any sense. Well, Eagle I understand, because Lightning Strike is fucking busted, but that's part of the fun of mixed base too, is being able to Lightning Strike as Eagle. Let's go to 3. Yeah, Eagle was allowed for round 3. Eagle might have been a decent choice for round 3. Well, maybe. It takes a while for his power to charge, so. But yeah, in a mixed base setting like this, Max's day-to-day is king anyways. So I don't know why they bothered banning Eagle and Olaf. It's fucking dumb. Anyways, so I think you might be getting an idea of how this match is gonna go, but 64% Kindle. Actually, that's really interesting. 0-1-1 with Adder. Because my opponent had Adder as his backup. So I'm assuming this is the primary CO. So 64% Kindle as the primary CO is actually not bad. It's better than I would have expected. And 31% people choosing Kindle as their primary when Max is on the board is weird. But that might just be because of practice games. There's only been 36 matches on this map, but yeah, crazy fucking STA. Unfortunately, it doesn't. Well, you'll see here in a second. So you can barely see the bottom line here. This is that last line here. So I'm like zoomed out in my browser too, in addition to the normal stuff. So anyways, let's get started with the replay. So starting off infantry builds here, moving into black boats, and yeah, you have the normal shadows chasing you endlessly play here with the black boats, where you can delay capture of this base a little bit. Not like that big of a deal though. Let's see. I don't think there's really any difference in our play for the first couple of turns. I think that it's basically the same sort of capture game. I think I might have a slight advantage because player 2 potentially has an STA. I'm not sure. But as you can see here, we're actually pretty even here. I've got a little bit more income for the time being. So he's opening a tank here. He's not going to be able to chain it really without base skipping, but which is why I think. So right here, you're seeing the STA coming into full force. Is he needs to base skip with the tank here, so he can't really chain tanks before player 2 gets the first tank out. So if it's a max versus max fight, player 2 is basically always going to come ahead before that reason, because they get this tank out first, and it's pretty simple to cross the map here. So he actually does go for the base skip here, I think. Or wait, what? 8k. Oh, you know why? It's because he didn't even have them captured, I think. Yeah, okay. So he doesn't even need the base skip here, okay. But as you can see here, I do have access to this base for this turn, so I'm going to get a little bit of a unit count advantage here. Okay, that's where the STA is coming into play. So I got this last turn, so I'm able to build from it this turn. And there's the STA coming into play. It's just you have a little bit more unit count. So here's where Nell starts coming into like being really fucking crap, in my opinion. Is her day-to-day is god awful as far as luck goes, and like her superpower, basically all her superpower does is allows her infantry to kill Neo tanks and battlecopters and stuff. The only issue with that is, A, it's a luck roll, so it's not even guaranteed. And B, so long as your opponent's out of range with their infantry, I mean out of range of your infantry, they can just zone you out. And when you pop your superpower, it doesn't matter. So, for those reasons, I think that Nell is actually like probably around tier 2, tier 3. Well, I'd say tier 3. Because Max destroys her, I think Olaf destroys her, I think Eagle destroys her. I think Sammy destroys her as well. So, unless you don't know what you're doing and you can't effectively play against, well, on mixed base, I will put that as a caveat. On mixed base, no, just it's completely destroyed. Like right here, we're sort of playing around who's gonna get the first strike here. If Max gets the first strike, then he wins. If Nell gets the first strike, it doesn't even necessarily matter because she doesn't have the firepower in order to really push properly here. Because there's only one this is a one com tower map. So, I mean, she can get lucky, and that can, and like her luck's good enough that like if I pushed in now against this tank here, I could probably take it out with my tanks. The issue is it's still not guaranteed. She could still get a bad luck roll and it wouldn't matter. He gets a good first strike here with the Battlecopter as well. So just max things. But so far we're pretty much even. And it's going to stay that way. Because to be fair, Nell's day-to-day is, I mean, it's a little bit worse than Max's, but to be fair, they're about on par day-to-day wise. It's just once Max gets his movement powers, he's gonna start being able to zone out Nell really fucking effectively here. So. Yeah, and as you can see here, he took this property. He's already had an income. Because I'm sort of too scared to move in here with my tanks, so he'll just demolish me, and there's nothing I can do in response. And I'm moving my infantry into the trees and stuff, but there's not really much of an opportunity for me to move in anywhere, especially with all this infantry everywhere. That's another issue with Nell is compared to Max, is Max can actually, with 30% firepower, he does have an opportunity to just one-shot infantry on roads, basically. It's a luck roll, but it is something that can happen, so and he can go for it. Whereas Nell, it's a much less likely thing to happen. And you obviously have like anti-air and stuff to take out infantry as well, but yeah, as you can see, so much fucking infantry, and because Nell doesn't really have the firepower to chew through them, that's going to be another issue for her here. I got a Neo tank finally because what Nell wants to do is have a bunch of expensive units on the field so that she gets more value out of their power, and I should have been doing that earlier than turn 12 is because we have enough income to just start spamming Neo tanks and stuff. So I should have been doing that earlier, but to be honest, it doesn't really even matter that much because my opponent can just go into air units like bombers and stuff, which can't be attacked by infantry. So that's going to force me to go fighter, and it's going to be a whole mess. And because he's ahead in income, he does have the ability to outpace me on the air unit side. So I can go fighter, but not only does he have better fighters day to day, he can zone out my fighters pretty easily with his anti-air, which hit harder as well. So trying to fight against Max as Nell is just, it's not fun. He's pushing in with his infantry finally here because we're getting a... He's deciding, okay, finally, let's actually start pushing here because we're getting kind of close to the unit cap. And he gets a lot of damage off here. But because it's mostly into infantry, the power meter differential isn't actually that high. So I do get a decent amount of luck off here, but I'm not even able to take out that much stuff here. And he's going to be able to move in with all of these tanks, the Neo tank even, the anti-air even next turn because of his move power, so yeah. He could even move in with his bomber if he wanted to. Yeah, takes out the battlecopter even. Starts pushing against my infantry. He isn't even popping his power. He's just saving up charge for now. Because he doesn't even need to, because his day-to-day is good enough to the point where it doesn't matter. So he's able to just push in with that, and like that by itself, I think, ended up being enough for him to win there. But I do go for the super here. I mean, I get a good amount of damage off. I take out a couple infantry. But because most of my units are weakened at this point, it doesn't really matter. I take out half an anti-air bear, I guess. Well, I take out the anti-air entirely, but like it's not going to matter. Because he's got a battlecopter of his own here. He's going to have enough firepower to just nuke me, basically. So yeah. So he pops his super even, which I'm not sure if he even needed to do that, but I think it's probably a good idea for him to do that, to just be able to finish off my units in one blow so I don't get a luck counterattack. So I think that's probably the safe bet. Like, the more damage he can do to my units, the less luck damage I'm going to get both of them. So I think going for the super here, while it may be overkill sometimes, I think it is actually completely warranted here. And he just completely swarms me here. And basically takes out my push. Well, everything that matters, more or less. So, and then he swaps to Adder as well, so that he can pop a Sidewinder next turn if he wants. So he can keep on pushing. I go for a cap here, but it's not going to matter because he has so many vehicles. I do take out a good amount of his infantry and stuff in retaliation, but it's not going to end up being enough here to really matter. I do swap to Kindle for next turn because I do have stuff to do with that, but he pops his Sidewinder and he's able to just move in super aggressively here too. Taking out my anti-air, taking out my fighter, taking out basically everything I have at this point. So, as you can see, I'm getting completely demolished here. Because Max versus, well, and he even managed to get like another Max Blast almost entirely charged up there. Because he swapped TOs the day before and was able to keep on charging, which is another fun thing about tag battles that comes into play is instead of, you can just forego your boosts for enemy phase and then charge up meter that way. So yeah, but as you can see here, there's a bomber here and there's not really much I can do about it. So I do swap COs again because I would like to get off at least one last Nell superpower before resigning here. Was my idea, but like, look at how much damage he's doing anyways. Like, it's not going to be able to do much. He's just going to be able to push with another fucking max superpower even. So Yeah, it's kind of hopeless at this point. I popped my super. And he's even got another side slip if he wants it. My luck rolls aren't even that good. Oh, I do take out that guy. I need to take out the tank. But like at this point, it's not gonna matter. It's too little, too late. Because I'm not in range of any of his really high value units. I can't really do anything about this bomber. He's blocking this airport with his anti-air even too, so. Oh, I keep on playing, okay. I think, right? Well, I feel like I resigned at some point. I forget. Is there a capture limit here? Capture is 40. Yeah, he didn't get the capture limit. So I'm assuming I resign here. Like, okay, let's be real though. This map came down. It does come down to if you don't pick Max, you die. I think even if you pick someone as the secondary other than Adder, that's not even that good either. But I think I can see the argument for Kindle with the back, okay, with Max. But Nell is just god fucking awful on mixed space like this, because all she has to wait. All that your opponent has to do is make one good push with like a lightning strike or even like a side slip from Adder, maybe. And if they take out enough of your units, you don't have any counterplay really. Especially if you have a front line of infantry. For Nell, I think that's something that I might have been able to help out. Might have helped out a little bit if I weren't playing against Max. If we're just playing against like Adder. Would have been if I just had my infantry on the back lines, soak up a bunch of damage with my vehicles and stuff, and then just go ham with the infantry and the superpower. Of course, that's relying on Lady Luck rolls, which is never consistent, but yeah. Unfortunately, I do think this did come down to me being lazy on the CEO picking and waiting too long, just letting it run out for the CEO selection. So unfortunately, this could have been maybe a bit more fun if I were playing Max, but oh well. Kind of would have liked to play Eagle on this map even. That could have been interesting, because the bases are pretty close to the front lines, so Eagle's superpower does allow him to just reinforce with tanks and battle clusters and stuff, which is kind of busted, but it's also something that can be really fun to see, and it's sort of like a comeback thing that he can do. But unfortunately, Eagle is banned in this tournament for some reason, even though it's mixed base. Like, come on, just let me play Eagle on tier 2. Because I think that, like, Eagle is good, like, really good with Lightning Strike, but it does take forever to charge up. So I think there is, like, an argument to be said that Max is still, that, like, really, really good on mixed base compared to Eagle. Like, I think for neck and neck in the ability, because Max has his really good day-to-day, Eagle has his really good superpower. But yeah, that's about it for today's match. And it's the end of my Quack Cup 2 run, actually, too. Unfortunately. It ends here. But anyways. Well, actually, let's take a look at the last map real quick. Chasing Shadows of the Past, which is actually Super Famicom Wars map, so Well, other than the cities. To be honest, like, okay, this is kind of lazy because you could have gotten the well, I guess the colors maybe is the main reason why they didn't swap the tile set for this one, but like, come on, Super Famicom Wars does have like cities and stuff and labs. I guess it doesn't have comm towers, but you don't need to do comm towers. You can do everything else though. Anyways, this is actually a really weird looking map. I don't know, is it even balanced? Like, okay, you have these in the corners. I mean, I guess it is mirrored down the middle. It's just these properties look a little bit weird. But because the corner properties are impossible to capture, actually, because we're surrounded on all sides by sea, I think this is actually just properly mirrored and balanced and stuff. Interesting. I will say that it's just like there's an island off to the sides here, and then you have, this isn't, well, I mean, I guess it's sort of mixed base. It feels like it's less mixed. Well, okay, I guess you have 2, 2, 2, 2. So for a 4 base map. And then for the bands, it looks like it's, no, it's just the max. Well, I wonder who I'm picking for this this round too. Like, come on. It's obviously just gonna be max plus adder. Like, can't you have decent bands? Oh well. Actually, he's only got 20% win, right? Interestingly enough, but I think that's because these are mostly going to be practice rounds. Wow, that's a significant second turn advantage, but there's only been 6 matches, and I bet all of them are like practice matches too. So yeah, you'll be down. So anyways, that's it. That's it for Quack Cup 2. Fortunately for you, if you want more tournament contact, I'm not doing my Glen Custom Cup round because I died turn 1. But Quack Cup 3 is out, and I'm actually doing pretty well in it. So you can just stay tuned in for the first episode of the first round of that match next week. And other than that, that'll be it for me for today, I think. So if you enjoyed, go ahead and like and subscribe and all that other nonsense, and I will see you guys in the next one.